guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at some Makeup Revolution eyeshadow. I've never used Makeup Revolution's eyeshadow before, and I have watched a lot of reviews about this palette, so I'm curious to see what happens and which things I've heard are good and bad about it are actually true about it. But before we get too much into that, the last time I made a video like this, like halfway through the day, because it is right now 2:02, I kind of powdered up a little bit first, and I had several people ask me, what were you using? Because people that know, like me, that are oily, especially here in the T-zone and here around the nose, you just really, no matter what foundation it seems like you use, start to find those pools of oil coming in. So that was a NYX Cosmetics powder that I used last week, but I thought there's so many different things I use for oil. I think I'm going to start using, at least for videos where I start filming halfway through the day like this, some different products just to show you what's out there to try to help combat some of that. So today I am using, this is from e.l.f. It is the Shine Eraser Oil Blotting Sheets. So these are supposed to absorb all the oil and shine, make your skin look more matte, and it's also supposed to minimize your pores. And allegedly, after it's gotten you matte, keep you that way for hours. So I have used these before and I like them, but it comes with 50 sheets like this, and it only costs, I think, $2 for the 50 sheets. And you basically just take it and you press it against your skin, and it should lift up any oil. I'm going to use just one sheet on my whole face so I can try to show you the oil that gets left on it when I'm done. There are definitely times that I've been oily enough that I have needed multiple sheets, but it hasn't been an absurd amount of time since I've applied my makeup, so I'm going to see if I can get away with just using one sheet. I don't know if you guys can tell on the monitor or not a difference, but you definitely can in real life. And then here it is used. It almost starts to look a little bit more translucent because it has soaked up some of the oil. Here, I'll pull out a brand new one so you can see it. There's the clean one. Then there's the one, obviously it's somewhat crinkled too, but you can see, especially down there towards the bottom, where it's shiny and has absorbed some of the oil. So, just a product for you guys to think about if you want something to touch up that's not going to break the bank, and then those are just disposable and you get rid of them. Today we're here for the eyeshadow palette that Makeup Revolution came out with a couple months ago. There has been some drama about this palette. It was actually recalled for a while. There were some shades. I guess something was wrong with the formula. I watched other reviews where some people said it was patchy or it just wasn't pigmented. Didn't really work for them, but then I've seen other people have really good success with it. So we are going to see what is up with that today. So as I said before, the only thing I've used of Makeup Revolution's brand before is highlighters. This is probably my favorite highlighting palette by them. This is the Brighter Than My Future palette. Not only did I like the colors, but honestly the shade names were just kind of hilarious to me, and I felt like I needed them at the time. It was a little bit of retail therapy that I was going through. But this palette was $20, and this shade Extra right here, just gonna swatch that one for you, is so pigmented. It's one of my absolute favorites. Here, I'll do it on this side. But you can see it's just this pretty gold. And it doesn't really pick up too much of the texture. But what I like to do, that was kind of like a thick strand of swatch. But now you can't see it. Oop, a little bit there. It just makes you like luminous. You can see it a little bit right there. That palette, sorry, I don't remember if I said or not, that one was $20. But some of these shades, they're not going to work for my pale skin. Like this one all the way down here, that's definitely going to be for deeper tones. I use that sometimes as bronzer to kind of contour, but I also have used some of their highlighters as eyeshadows. So, and stuff like this that has a more pinky tone can definitely be blush. Now, what we're looking at today is the Emily edit of the Once. This was an entire line they came out. This was by Emily Noel. There's her information there if you'd like to follow her on YouTube. This was the collab she did, and there's all the shades and the names on the back. I haven't opened this yet, so I don't know if the shades will also be in the pans. I really hope so, because even though names are kind of a shallow thing to care about, I hate having to look back at the box or flip the palette back and forth if I want to know what color I'm referring to. So this also was $20 when it first came out. Here it is compared to that highlighter palette I brought up. So they're the same size. Now, this I got on sale for $12. Again, it has been out for a while. It has really nice gold lettering on it. But here's the thing. Most of us probably don't want to buy the, I'm not going to rag on this brand because it's not that they have bad products, but I know there's a lot of stuff I see from Too Faced that it's like 3-4 shades and it's like $48. And you're like, why? Why would I spend that much to get 3 colors when I can get all of these for $12? So we'll see how it works. And I did get this from Ulta, which you guys know I love Ulta because it was $20 originally, went down to $12 because it was a sale. Then they mail out all the time coupons that say if you spend over $15, you get $3.50 off. So I just got like a little baking oil or something that was Revolution brand as well, and that got me that coupon. Buying over $15 worth of the product. Also had them send me this entire makeup bag. So I got all of that, and it was filled with strobing balm, a bronzer, and 2 lip colors. So you can make it worth your while if you shop certain sales. But back to the eyeshadow palette. So here is outside of the case. It looks very similar to what the front of the box looks like, really identical. And this is a harder plastic. It does say on the back that this is a cruelty-free brand, and then the little date mark here says, once we open this, good for 12 months. Do I follow those and make sure that I use or dispose of all my makeup in that time? Not always, but you're supposed to. So, okay. Well, here's first the little plastic thing. The shade names are on the palette. So thank goodness for that. This is a big palette also, if you haven't figured that out. There is 6, 12, 18, 24 shades in this palette. I'm not going to show you swatches of all of these shades just because there are so many. You could create a lot of different looks here. I like that there's some more like pastel colors in it, some greens, and some more things that are kind of neutral, but they're like earth tone neutral. The other thing I love is that this whole top is a mirror. A lot of times you'll open it and there'll be like a mirror on this portion of it, but this utilizes the entire thing. So that is really going to make it great when I'm trying to do the eye look here for you guys today. I see my whole face. It's not like this much in a window into my eyes. It's so good. So right off the bat here, I'm really liking these more reddish tones here, like Cheer and Love Tons, Good Vibes, Pizzazz. Those are kind of my speed. And then I might do like this Eve Rose here, or maybe Top Story, this gold, to make a look. I'm just gonna kind of make it as I go. I don't always have a plan from the get-go of what exactly my look is going to look like until I'm halfway through it and I'm like, ooh, what about this? But the first thing we need to do is prime. So now that we're primed, we can get started. I did use this little Ulta Beauty matte eye primer. This is the same one that I used in my last video with the Jeffree Star palette. It's in shade Nude. That is the free little sample one. And I do find that that is a little bit tackier than some eyeshadow primers, so I am going to go ahead and kind of set that with one of the more neutral shades in here. The cream, this one in the corner is what I'm going to use. And I'm going to take a flat Ulta Beauty brand eyeshadow brush and basically just go all over the lid, just like this, to make sure that the primer is set. And that's going to make it so that I can blend everything really easy on top of that. Sometimes if you're just going right on that sticky base, it makes it hard to blend things and they're just stuck right to the spot that you originally put them in. You can't blend them together at all. The other thing I noticed right away is there's a teensy bit of fallout in the pan, but it's not that bad. Like, honestly, I would say probably the shadow that I've used that has the most fallout ever is ColourPop. And that's not even to say don't use ColourPop. I really do honestly like their brand, but you just have to be more careful when you're having shadows with a lot of fallout, because it can get everywhere, not only on your makeup under your eyes, but if you have something else on the counter. Like for me, I'm filming on my laptop and I don't want all of the powder to get on my keys, obviously. You just have to be careful. That won't happen once I have a camera, but we're still working on that. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a little bit of a transition shade here, and I'm going to go in with this one right here called Prayer. It's kind of like a nice neutral, almost like a mauve. It's a little brown looking, but still kind of pink too. And I'm going to take that and put it right here in the crease. And I'm going to work it in like windshield wiper motions. I like to start right here because when you first put your brush down, that's going to deposit the most amount of color, and then I'll work in with what's left. I also like to take it a little bit higher just because I do have hooded eyes. I've said this before, so that when I open my eyes, you can actually see the color above there. If I only put it down in my crease, by the time I open my eyes, a lot of it would disappear. So there's that first color, Prayer. Again, that's just going to be our transition shade. So thus far, I'm not noticing any trouble with it being patchy. I'm going to zoom you up a little bit closer here, and it's blending really easily, actually. So obviously, that's just with a base in one color. So we will see what happens as we progress here and add more things, if we're going to have some problems, or if that's all just whatever those people that I watched their reviews, what their personal opinion was and experience. So I'm going to go in next here with Cheer. This is kind of like a darker reddish color, and I'm taking my angled Mika Beauty Cosmetics brush. I really like this one for the outer corner. Like I said, there is a little fallout, so I am tapping a little bit. And then on the corner here, I'm just going to take it on the outer third of the lid and connect that up into the transition shade. Now here, this isn't quite as pigmented as I thought it would be, so you may have to dip in a few times. But again, to the people complaining, on one hand, I'm like, yes, do we want high quality products? Absolutely. But on the other hand, I bought this for $12, okay? Like, I don't know how much you think you're going to be asking for $12. And honestly, this is blending quite nicely. I did have to dip into it, 3 times now? But I truly don't mind doing that. Makeup is my meditation time. If that's what it takes to get this for 3 dunks, that's not bad. I really like that. They're blended beautifully into each other, in my opinion. So there we have it with 2 colors so far. I think it's really coming together well. And if you want to go get this palette for $12 and follow along with this tutorial, awesome. If you don't, but you want kind of a similar look, feel free to take a palette. A lot of them have these kind of neutral mauve, brown, white, kind of reddish, burnt, pinkish kind of colors. You could create a very similar look with the same thing. So now I am taking for this one, trying to figure out which brush I want to use. Give me a moment here. Just a little moment, please. Okay. Oh, this will be good. Okay. So I am going to try. We'll see how this goes. It might be too much. Top Story here. And I actually think I'm going to swatch this one too for you guys, because what I'm worried about is I have kind of like a soft look and I don't want it to go too glam or too pigmented on top of this. So here's Top Story. Let me get it so my light's not crazy. Yeah, that's kind of like a lot now. It's a lot at first, but I think if I blend it out, it'll be soft enough on my eyes there. So we're going to try. If I wanted it to be more of a glam look, there are times that instead of with a brush, I'll just take my finger and press it. Pressing it and compacting it can make it look a lot more metallic, but I don't want that harsh look, so I am going to go with a brush. This is the Morphe Jeffree Star JS6 brush. So I'm going to take Top Story on that. This one is a metallic. It's the first metallic and not matte I'm using, and it has a lot more fallout than the other ones. I will say that. So I'm going to fill that in the other third of my eye, and I'm going to kind of blend in a minute here when I go back. But I'm already noticing a little bit is going a long way. So this is super pigmented, which I like when a little bit goes a long way because it makes me feel like I got my money's worth. Yeah, that's really pretty. I like that a lot. Okay, so I do want to give the eye a little bit more dimension. I'm not loving the final look right now. So I am going to go back in with my Mika brush again. And I'm going to use this darker kind of purple called Family. I'm going to go light at first because I don't know how pigmented this shade is since I've never used this palette. But I'm just going to try to deepen up the outer corner of this a little bit more. Just a little bit. I may not even go back for extra dunks like I did with the other color, because I just want it to get a little more pop. Yeah, that really helped a lot. And then I'm going to take my Sigma Blending E25. There's nothing on this, and I'm just going to make sure there are no harsh lines where that has started and ended on the outer corner here. Now the key to this is you don't want to push hard. A lot of people push really hard because they think they have to really elbow grease it in there to blend it out. The lighter the strokes you have, the easier this is going to blend out actually. That's so nice. For the inner corner, I'm going to go in and try this Eve Rose. And I have tried tons of brushes, but I've actually found for my inner corner what works the best for me, hilariously, is my pinky finger. So what I do is I get a little product on my pinky finger. It's not showing up very well, but it's there. You'll see it on my eye in a minute. And I just do this in the corner. And this is a nice little pinky color. Can you see the difference in the corner between this one and this one? This just looks plain. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but this just brightens the inner corner a little bit more. Do it again on the other side. So I get it on my pinky, close my eye, and I just press it into the corner there. It just gives it a little more brightening effect. But I will use an actual brush. This is that flat Ulta brand eyeshadow brush again, and I'm going to take the same color as I usually do and put that up here in the brow bone. Again, just for a little bit of a brightening effect. Stick that on both sides. It's really nice. It's got like a very soft pink reflect to it. And I usually don't do my lips until I finish my entire eyeshadow look because I like them to match. Obviously, I had the rest of my face done when I started this video, but I left that for a reason. So, here is the finished eyeshadow look, and that was using, let me count how many colors. I used the cream, I used Prayer, I used Cheer, I used Top Story, I used Family, and I used Eve Rose. So believe it or not, I used 6 colors in the palette for this, but again, there's 24. So I used, 6, 12, 18, 24, 25% of the shadows of the palette. So there's a ton of different looks you could make for $12. And honestly, if you are someone that is an Ulta member, I would encourage you to use your points because you could get it for free. And if you're not an Ulta member, why not? you should sign up for it because you get gifts all the time. And I'm about to put on here, you'll see in a minute, the It Cosmetics Superhero Black Mascara. This is a tiny one, but I got it for free for my birthday month, and it's really bomb. So I'm going to go do liner and lashes and a lip, and I'll be right back to recap. Alright guys, so this is the final look here. I went ahead and popped on this little Ico Black Magic eyeliner. It is waterproof. And it is black. Carbon Black is the shade name. That's something I got for $2 from Ipsy. And then on the lip, I put on this Ulta Lip Crayon in the shade O. So, final thoughts. I don't know if the people that I watched reviews of just got that original formula that, like I said, some got recalled and there were some issues with the formula, but I had zero problems. I will definitely be using this Makeup Revolution palette, the Emily Edits. The Once is the name of this one. I believe the other one's called the Needs, and that has more of blushes and bronzers and things like that. If you want to check that out, definitely I would. I have not used that. I didn't pick it up just because I have a lot of bronzers and blushes. I'm trying to use up what I have right now. But I really enjoy this look. I hope you guys do too. And let me know if there's any other products I used today. I know I had some of my makeup finished before I started. If you want to know what they are, in the comments below. And let me know, have you ever used Makeup Revolution? If so, do you like it? And do you usually shop at Ulta? Because I know I talk about it a lot, but are you guys more online shoppers, or do you go to Ulta, or are you more like I go to CVS and Walmart and kind of drugstore type places? Because that might affect what kind of things I show you guys based on what you have access to. So let me know, and I'll see you back next week. Thanks. P.S. I totally forgot to say, guys, if you haven't already, please consider clicking subscribe. We're growing a little bit here, and I am hoping really, really soon to get through our small fam giveaway. So, again, if you haven't already, subscribe below, and I'll see you next week.